Terminology Exercises to Improve Memory Retention, Part 2. Let's employ the techniques you learned in Part 1 to learning industry terminology. In this presentation, we will cover words that we have found to be challenging to memorize. We will present the term orally, write the isolated term on the slide for you to read, provide you with a definition of the term, provide you with equivalent translations in standard Spanish per the industry that uses the term, use it in minimal context, which means for you to read and listen to the term in a brief, meaningful sentence, and run some repetition exercises. We ask that you use any of the techniques we described in Lesson 1 to help you memorize terminology in an efficient way.
Adjuster. Definition. An adjuster is an insurance company employee in charge of processing claims to their resolution. Standard Spanish equivalent, liquidador de daños o perito de siniestros. Example and context. The adjuster will call you tomorrow for an appointment. El liquidador de daños le llamará mañana para una cita. Now let's have you practice this term in both languages. First, repeat the term in English 3 times. Adjuster, adjuster, adjuster. Let's have you do the same thing for the 2 standard options in Spanish. Repeat this term in Spanish 3 times. Liquidador de daños, liquidador de daños, liquidador de daños. And now repeat this standard option 3 times. Perito de siniestros, perito de siniestros, perito de siniestros. Bodily injury. Definition. Any physical or mental impairment suffered by an insured. It includes occupational diseases, auto injuries, work-related accidents, and even death. Standard Spanish equivalent. Lesión o lesiones corporales o daños físicos. Example and context. I'm a States Company Adjuster John calling regarding the bodily injuries Mr. Parra suffered in a car accident. Soy un perito de siniestros de States Company llamando sobre las lesiones corporales que el señor Parra sufrió en el accidente de carro. Now let's have you practice this term in both languages. First, repeat the term in English 3 times. Bodily injury, bodily injury, bodily injury. Let's have you do the same thing for the 2 standard options in Spanish. Repeat this term in Spanish 3 times. Lesiones corporales, lesiones corporales, lesiones corporales. And now repeat this standard option 3 times. Daños físicos, daños físicos, daños físicos. Appraiser. Definition. Insurance employee who officially estimates the cost of repairs or replacement of damaged property, such as a home or a car. Standard Spanish equivalent, tasador, evaluador, o agente de avalúos. Example and context. El tasador dijo que me iban a enviar un cheque para arreglar el coche. The appraiser said you would send me a check to fix my car. Now let's have you practice this term in both languages. First, repeat the term in English 3 times. Appraiser, appraiser, appraiser. Let's have you do the same thing for the standard options in Spanish. Repeat this term in Spanish 3 times. Tasador, tasador, tasador. And now repeat this standard option 3 times. Evaluador, evaluador, evaluador. And the third one. Agente de avalúos, agente de avalúos, Agente de avalúos. Estimate refers to a statement of the approximate cost of work to be done, such as car repairs or a building project. Standard Spanish equivalent, presupuesto, cotización, una estimación, cálculo aproximado. Example in context. The estimate to repair your roof will be $1,749. If you agree, please sign here. El presupuesto para repararle el techo es de $1,749 y si está de acuerdo, firme aquí, por favor. Now let's have you practice this term in both languages. First, repeat the term in English 3 times. Estimate, estimate, estimate. Let's have you do the same thing for the standard options in Spanish. Repeat this term in Spanish 3 times. Presupuesto, presupuesto, presupuesto. And now repeat this standard option 3 times. Cotización, cotización, cotización. And the third one, estimación, estimación, estimación. And one final one for this term, cálculo aproximado, cálculo aproximado, cálculo aproximado. Liability insurance. Definition. Liability insurance only pays for bodily injuries or property damage suffered by others when you are at fault in an accident. Standard Spanish equivalent. Seguro de responsabilidad civil. Example in context. The driver at fault only had liability insurance. He agreed to pay for the damages he caused. El conductor responsable del accidente solo tenía seguro de responsabilidad civil. Estuvo de acuerdo en pagar por los daños que causó. Now let's have you practice this term in both languages. First, repeat the term in English 3 times. Liability insurance, liability insurance, liability insurance. Let's have you do the same thing for the standard option. Repeat this term in Spanish 3 times. Seguro de responsabilidad civil, seguro de responsabilidad civil, seguro de responsabilidad civil. Salvage value. Salvage value, also called residual or scrap value, is the estimated value or worth of an asset at the end of its useful life. Standard Spanish equivalent. Valor residual, valor de rescate. Example in context. Your car is a total loss. The salvage value is only $500. Su coche es pérdida total. Su valor residual es solamente $500. Now let's have you practice this term in both languages. First, repeat the term in English 3 times. Salvage value, salvage value, salvage value. Let's have you do the same thing for the 2 standard options in Spanish. Repeat this term in Spanish 3 times. Valor residual, valor residual, valor residual. And now repeat this standard option 3 times. Valor de rescate, valor de rescate, valor de rescate.
Now let's practice what you've learned. Match these terms with one of the standard translations in Spanish. Good job! You have completed presentation 2 of 3 in this series on developing memory retention and learning industry-specific terminology. Take a short break and then begin presentation number 3.